Hello, my name is Chris Stansky. This is going to be for project 1 of real-time embedded systems. For this project, I'm going to be using the Arduino Uno R4 with Wi-Fi. The cool thing about this particular board is that it actually has a built-in LED matrix, that being the bottom right of the board. So for this Morse code output, I'm going to actually just assign it to the LED matrix. You could also just create a simple breadboard LED circuit for this. The reason I'm using the LED matrix is because this is a new board and I just wanted to give out the matrix a try. So if we take a look at my code, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the correct library to access the LED matrix. You'll see underneath that I created an array, string array called letters, and each index of this array is actually already preloaded in with the Morse code alphabet. So index 0 is going to be the Morse code alphabet for A, and then index 25 is going to be the Morse code alphabet for Z. I'll talk about in a second on why I made this into an array like this. But for now, we're just going to move on. Underneath it, you'll see this is actually how we use the LED matrix. So the cool thing about the LED matrix is that every single one of those lights, we can just assign a binary 1 or 0 value, and that's what it turns it on. So the top one, we have the output LEDs for a dot, and then underneath it, we just have the output LEDs for a dash, and then a clear. So if we jump into the main loop of our code, what we're going to do is we're going to take a user input and save it into this variable called incoming bytes. Now, something cool about putting in any sort of character input is it actually has a ASCII value for it. So we're going to reference a ASCII table for this project. So you'll notice on the right side of the screen that you'll see capital A through capital Z and then lowercase a through lowercase z. And each one of these values has their own unique decimal value and hex value. For now, we're going to be focusing on the decimal value of these letters. So when I put in an input, we're going to read its actual decimal value, decimal ASCII value, and based on whatever number it is what loop we're going to assign it in. So this allows us, so capital letters and lowercase letters both work in this code. So after we take in our ASCII decimal value, we're going to assign it to a index in the array of letters. So you'll notice right here, we have the incoming value minus A. So if you see on A, you can actually see that its value is 65. So what this is going to do is this is going to actually give us the correct index number for whatever the alphabet is. So, for example, if I were to also input an A, you'll see that its decimal value is 65. So we're going to have 65 minus 65, which is then going to correlate to letter index of 0. So if we go back up to the top, you'll see letter index 0 is going to be the Morse code characters for A. So this will work for every single letter of the alphabet. So if I put in a B, it's going to take the decimal value of a B, which is 66, subtract it by 65, and then that's now index 1 of letters. And then again, come back up here. This is now the Morse code characters for AB. So after we determine what index we are going to be reading, we're just going to assign that to a new variable called Morse. And all we're going to do from here is we're going to use a for loop to read through the specific characters in that index. And we're just going to output if it's a dot or dash. So This dot function up here is just going to refer to the LED matrix dot, and then a dash is just going to be for the dash. So if we come up here and upload our code, I'm doing this one-handed, so you have to forgive me, but I can write, hello, my name is Chris. And then if I press enter, you'll notice that I have it outputting the character value, its Morse code equivalent. And then if we take a look at our actual board over here, on the LED matrix, we have it outputting a dot and dashes. So I actually went through as well and I added the correct delays for the Morse code alphabet, pretty much making the dashes last longer than the dots. And then in between words, there's going to be a longer pause. But that is for the Morse code project 1. Thank you.